A refugee to me is a good friend. A refugee to me is a warm, generous person. Luckily for me, I've been able to get to know refugees because we have welcomed families into our community. And these people have become huge assets to our community. A refugee to me is somebody I can laugh with, break bread with, and learn quite a lot from. I believe that there may be a lot of misrepresentation of what a refugee is, but it's actually not what a refugee is, it's who a refugee is. A refugee is a human who has gone through incredible strife to save their lives and are just seeking asylum, peace, normality, work, and the ability to enhance where they live in a community.
A refugee is someone often having to risk their lives who has left behind their family, their friends, their work, their entire lives to come to a different country to escape conflict or persecution. And they deserve to be treated with respect and helped in any way possible because they're not what the UK government says they are. The UK government says they're a threat to our economy, and that's just not true.
A refugee is forced to leave their country in order to escape war, persecution, or a natural disaster.
A refugee is somebody that has to flee their country because their life is in danger. There is a true story that a family actually seen their father and son get shot dead in front of them. They moved to Coventry, the mother, the daughter and the son, and they joined a church where my sister goes and nieces. The daughter, one day I was at the church and she was singing and just smiling. She was just so grateful and happy to have such lovely friends at the church. That day I'll never forget because it was so lovely, but it was heartbreaking as well, just knowing the poor family story.
For me, it's really frustrating when refugees, migrants, economic migrants, asylum seekers, and illegal immigrants are lumped into the same basket of convenience. A refugee is just looking for a safe haven and they just want to be treated as people. To me, that's what a refugee is.
These are people that have been thrown into the most horrendous situation that you could ever think of, and whether it's down to wars back home, whether it's down to religious beliefs back home, whether it's just down to the colour of your skin and you don't fit in. Families getting driven out all over the world, and the hardest thing is it's actually dividing so many families, because if it's a war, for instance, the dads and the sons are having to stay there and fight and do the bit, or they have to earn out there, but they always send the wife and the kids to a better place, a different country.
To me, a refugee is somebody who, through no fault of their own, are having to flee their own country. It's the only thing they know. They may have to leave all their loved ones, all their belongings, everything they've ever worked for. This can be due to war, it could be due to sex, race, religion, even political reasons, and they're having to come to another country where they may know nobody and set up a new life. So to me, a refugee is somebody who is having to try and find a new life, which would be so difficult in a new country through no fault of their own, and sometimes having to face discrimination because people don't understand everything that goes with being a refugee.
I wish that more maybe mainstream media or MPs, politicians, people in power would take 2 days and go to Calais and Dunkirk and work with refugees who are on the brink of setting foot into a flimsy dinghy to try to find their refuge in what they believe is a welcoming England. And perhaps then, when they looked into the eyes of these people and could see actually their warmth and generosity, they would know that a refugee is a human and worthy of our welcome.